call the meeting to order.
Go for it.
I'm calling the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Terry Thomas.
Present.
Kevin Dennis.
Here.
Matt Unrein.
Here.
Jim Caston.
Here.
Greg Camp.
Here.
Mark Johnson.
Here. Okay, I was going to put the meeting agenda on my phone. And since I'm using my phone for this, what's next? I don't have the agenda in front of me.
Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of minutes. I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Do we do the bills before we do the election?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay, the bills are in front of you plus the additional ones. I'll entertain a motion to approve the bills as presented.
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Kevin Dennis.
Yes.
Matt Unrein.
Yes.
Greg Camp.
Yes.
Jim Caston.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark Johnson.
Okay, now what's next? The election?
Yes.
Okay. Do we gonna do this? I mean, we're just gonna switch Greg and my jobs, or how are we gonna do this?
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion that Greg is now the president, I'm the vice president. Unless somebody else wants to be vice president from Herky. I
Don't
guess not.
rush up to the microphone, guys.
So we got a motion and a second. All those in favor of that election, say aye.
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 And opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. You're in charge, Greg.
You got the agenda, you can see now.
Yeah, I actually have the agenda, so I meet the basic qualifications of the office.
Yeah.
The internal control review schedule for 2021 is next on. Michelle, what's that about?
Okay, so each year annually after the audit, we have a couple of the directors and myself go through accounts payable, payroll, bank statements, just review the internal control policy to see if there's any changes and give you guys the opportunity to see that we have segregation of duties and that things are being verified. So I would like to set that up possibly after next month's audit. So we might actually have to push it into March, but I'd like to find out who would be interested in doing that. I can have everything together for you and you can come in at any point.
I know Terry and I did that last year, I think.
I'd like to, just so I can learn a little bit more about the organization. So I don't mind volunteering.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, so
Well,
Kevin.
Matt and Kevin.
Okay,
Okay.
so why don't I do this? I'll get the packets together and then I'll let you know that the things are here at City Hall and you can stop by at any time that you can, I'll give you the packet prior. You can mark stuff that you want to be reviewed and I'll have it pulled before you get here. If that's all right.
Yep, that sounds
Okay.
lovely.
And I could be a third wheel if somebody else wants to do it, and I can just tag along. If being a new guy, however you want to do it, I'm glad to do it on my own.
You're the tag along.
All right.
I'm just,
Also tag us along.
All right. Next item under new business is documents related to the Scour hole permit. We have our letter from the Corps of Engineers, which was dated the 7th. We have the State of Missouri nationwide permit regional conditions, also the permit summary, something from DNR, and then the imagery that we've been looking at for a while now on the Scour hole. There will be a resolution later on in the agenda for the engineering services and the materials necessary to make the repairs to the Scour hole. Did anyone have any questions about the permitting with Corps and everything that we needed to do to date? I don't know, Jamie, if you have anything you'd like to add as far as the process has gone to date?
No, as far as that, Burns and McDowell, we've already talked to them. So yeah, as far as that, all the permitting's done. We're set for that. Also on top of that, right now, Gateway Dredging, which you'll see later on as far as a resolution to approve them to do the work. Right now, they're working on their crane. Brudovich is doing some repair work to theirs, but they'll be ready to mobilize sometime next week once the repairs are done, hopefully.
All right, so we'll look like we'll be able to tackle this pretty quick. If there isn't any other questions, we'll move on to the next item, which is the revenue bond series. This is something we've been working on. I know there's been some updates that I can give related to this specifically. The timetables there, the distribution list, the new money and the refunding analysis. This is all for the construction of the new collector well. I've been working with Mark Grimm, Martin Gafuri with Stiefel, Mark's with Gilmore Bell, also Robert Clark with Armstrong Teasdale as far as any bond review on our behalf. Looks like we will be issuing through the Environmental Improvement Energy Resources Authority, the EIERA. It's a state agency connected to DNR because the authority doesn't actually have any technical government authority as an appointed body. We'll issue through EIERA. There's some fees associated with it, but it shouldn't be anything that will mess up that schedule that you see there. The timetable on page 38. So we'll have a lot more on that coming up in February. I know Michelle and I will be participating in a bond call with Moody's in February, also to get our rating. So when we go to market, hopefully we get a high rating, an A+ or plus, and we'll get obviously a good rating always helps us with the interest rates moving forward. So any questions related to that?
Will we have the results of the audit in advance of the Moody's call?
The audit should be finished by the end of, actually, they are required to give them to us by the end of February, but
Okay.
last year, I believe we received them earlier than that.
That's fantastic. That'll help a lot.
Having current numbers? Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Jim, there'll be probably some stuff related to that we'll need you involved with, just to kind of give you heads up
Sure.
as we go through that. But I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of, I mean, literally just got off the phone with Martin at 9:30 this morning to talk about the money process and where we are to date as far as being able.
Was that call on the 16th?
In February?
Yes,
I thought it was the 20th.
I thought so.
20th?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 20th.
Okay,
On a Friday, I thought.
Yeah, I'll circulate that schedule to everyone again so they get a chance to see it and know exactly the timetable we're on. That was an email I know that Jim and I were copied in on. I think Michelle was copied on it as well. But we'll circulate that to everyone here.
yeah, the 20th is a Saturday.
Okay. Maybe the 19th. Does anyone have any questions on the revenue bonds and kind of the steps taken to date? Okay, hearing none. Next on the agenda, resolutions. Resolution number 2021-15 on page 43, the intent to reimburse itself. Would anyone like to introduce the resolution to be read?
I'll introduce resolution 2021-15 for first reading by title only.
Second, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. If the clerk would please read the resolution by title only.
A resolution declaring the intent of the Jefferson County Water Authority to reimburse itself for certain capital expenditures.
Any discussion?
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion to adopt
So
Second.
moved.
and a second. All those in favor? Actually, let's do a roll call on that, please.
Terry Thomas,
Yes.
Kevin Dennis,
Yes.
Matt Unrein,
Yes.
Greg Camp,
Yes, please.
Jim Caston,
Yes, ma'am.
Mark Johnson.
Yes.
All right. Would someone like to introduce resolution number 2021-16 on engineering services?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
The clerk, I'm sorry, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Would the clerk please read the resolution by title only?
A resolution of the Jefferson County Water Authority of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the chairman to enter into and execute an agreement with Burns McDowell Incorporated for engineering services. Incorporated said agreement as part of this resolution, prescribing the conditions thereto and establishing an effective date.
Any discussion? Motion to,
Motion to adopt.
no, that has not changed. Any, without any discussion then, or any other-
adopt.
Motion to adopt. Roll call, please.
Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Kevin Dennis,
Yes.
Matt Unrein,
Yes.
Greg Camp,
Aye.
Jim Caston,
Yes, ma'am.
Mark Johnson.
Yes.
Next item is resolution 2021-17 on materials for the Scour hole. Would the director like to make a motion to introduce the resolution to be read in its entirety by title, I'm sorry, by title only?
I'll make the
We have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Clerk, please read the bill.
A resolution of the Jefferson County Water Authority of Festus, Missouri, authorizing Gateway Dredging and Contracting LLC to provide equipment, services, and materials to fill the Scour hole. Incorporated said estimated charges as part of this resolution, prescribing the conditions thereto and establishing an effective date.
Any discussion?
Motion to adopt.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. Roll call.
Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Kevin Dennis.
Yes.
Matt Unrein.
Yes.
Greg Camp.
Aye.
Jim Caston.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark Johnson.
Reports for information only. You have your trial balance, general ledger cash activity, revenue and expenditure report. Jamie, did you have anything you wanted to add to your plant manager report? Not at this time.
Not at this time unless anyone has any questions for me.
All right. Does anyone on the board of directors have any questions, comments, ideas, suggestions they'd like to have?
The only thing I would mention is that myself and 3 members of the city council toured the facility. 3 members of the city council, right?
Last Friday.
Last Friday, had a fantastic time, learned a whole lot about the operation and maintenance that occurs on a daily and annual basis. There was some discussion with Jamie about having a engineering firm, a second firm, review the new well location, making sure that it's the right location, and that just to review the numbers and review the recommendations. I don't know that the city council just expressed that the members that present expressed that. I think a general concern over the low performing, original well. So that was the only item that came from that meeting was that request.
Anybody have anything else?
I'm just going to say that for Herky's sake, Mark's back and he's doing a good job and he's looking better. So I'm happy to see him back.
Here, here.
Me too, and I am gonna buy him a new chair, and then we're gonna put him.
We've
in
already
the
heard about the
truck
chair.
And drive him around town so everybody sees he got a new chair that he's told that Jim wouldn't buy him a
After
chair.
everything he's been through, you set his chair on fire and then you don't even replace it. Come on.
Yeah, I've only asked him 14 times to pick one out of the book, but he'd rather hold it over my head.
That's Mark.
why we love him.
If there isn't any other discussion, Mr. Johnson, would you like to do the honors? Motion to adjourn. A second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
See you guys.